Afternoon, everyone. This is Maria Chasaro Chalnation from BE at 2 Block 18. I am the first reporter in Module 7, and this is about the professionalism and transformative education. And I am going to discuss about the 21st century teacher. But before that, let me tell you that this topic is focuses about the development of transformative teacher professionalism. It explores issues of teachers' professional identity and the ways in which this is contributed to by teacher responsiveness to the changing and demanding educational environments in which they find themselves. It includes a review of significant literature within the field and suggests ways in which professional learnings can support the development of a transformative teaching professions. Finally, it points to a number of conditions under which such professions will, might emerge. What does it mean to be a 21st century teacher? The term is frequently tossed around the media. So beyond being updated with the latest classroom technology, what does a 21st century teacher actually look like? The 21st century teacher looks forward to the future. They are aware of the ever-changing trends in technology and are in the tune of what the future may bring to education. A good 21st century teacher is aware of the career opportunities that will be able in the coming years for their students and are always advocating towards forward thinking and planning to ensure all students will not be left behind. Let's take a look at a few key characteristics of a 21st century teacher. A mastery of technology in the classroom. Technology in the classroom is moving at a rapid pace and the 21st century teachers move right along with it. Classroom technology, whether it's for lessons, assignments, or grading, can help students learn better and faster and help make a teacher's time more effective. A 21st century teacher does not have to have a class set of tablets in every child's hand or the latest smartboard, but they can have a nice balance of educational tools in their classrooms. An effective teacher knows what technology in the classrooms can truly help transform their students' education. They know what the best tools are and how and when to use them. Next is knows how to collaborate. An effective 21st century educator must be able to collaborate and work well in a team. Working with others is an important 21st century skill. Over the past few years, being able to collaborate effectively in the workplace has grown quite rapidly. Learning is deemed to be more effective when you can share your ideas and knowledge with others, sharing your expertise and experience communicating and learning. Is adaptive. A 21st century teacher is able to adapt to whatever comes their way. Teaching is a career that has pretty much stayed the same over the past few decades. The tools have changed over the years, but the practice has not. The 21st century teacher is able to look at their practice and adapt based on the needs of their students. They must be able to adapt their teaching style to include different modes of learning and adapt when a lesson fails, adapt to new technology, and they must be able to adapt to the curriculum and the requirements and be able to use their imagination to teach in creative ways. Next is a lifelong learner. The 21st century teacher is lifelong learner. They don't just expect their students to be lifelong learners, but they too stay current and on the top of what's new in education. Even though they may still use the same lesson plan from years before, they know how to embrace technology, but be willing to learn more about it. Next is advocates for the professions. It's a critical time in education and how it and teachers are being perceived with the common core being implemented and judged. The teaching profession is being met with a close eye now more than ever before. Instead of sitting back, a 21st century takes a stand for themselves and advocates for their professions. They pay close attention to the important issues and talk about them with their community. They keep parents and students informed on what's going on in education and address on issues head on. 21st century learning means teaching just as you have done in the past centuries, but with way better tools. Today's teachers have a great advantage. They have powerful learning tools at their disposal that they didn't have before. 21st century technology is an opportunity for students to acquire more knowledge. Teachers have the ability to move away from being the dispenser of information to someone who can guide them and prepare them for their future. Lastly, the 21st century educator must use teaching strategies to ensure that the focus in education is on preparing today's children for the future of where they will live and where they will work, not for our current world. The 15 characteristics of a 21st century teacher. First, the learner centered classroom and personalized instruction. As students have access to any information possible, there will certainly is no need to spoon feed them knowledge or teach them one size fits all content. Students have different personalities, goals, and needs, and offering personalized instruction is not just possible but desirable. When students are allowed to make their own choices, own their learning, increase intrinsic motivation, and put in more effort, an ideal recipe for better learning outcomes. Second, the students as producers. Today's students have the latest and greatest tools, yet the usage in many cases barely goes beyond communicating with family and friends via chat, text, or calls. Even though students are now viewed as digital natives, many are far from producing any digital content. They own expensive devices with capabilities to produce blogs, infographics, books, how-to videos, and tutorials, just to name a few. But in many classes, they are still asked to turn those devices off and work with handouts and worksheets. Sadly, often these papers are simply thrown away once graded. Many students don't even want to do them, let alone keep or return to them later. When given a chance, students can produce beautiful and creative blogs, movies, or digital stories that they feel proud of and share with others. Third, learn new technologies. In order to be able to offer students choices, having one's own hands on experience and expertise will be useful. Since technology keeps developing, learning a tool once and for all is not an option. The good news is that new technologies are new for the novice and experienced teachers alike, so everyone can jump in at any time. Number 4 is Go Global. Today's tools make it possible to learn about other countries and peoples firsthand. Of course, textbooks are still sufficient, yet there's nothing like learning languages, cultures, and communication skills by actually talking to people from other parts of the world. It's a shame that with all the tools available, we still learn about other cultures, people, and events from the media. Teaching students how to use the tools in their hands to visit, at least virtually, any corner of this planet will hopefully make us more knowledgeable and sympathetic. Number 5, be smart and use smartphones. Once again, when students are encouraged to view their devices as valuable tools that support knowledge, they start using them as such. Number 6, blog. Blog is blog is not a question anymore because I know that we all know that. Number 7, go digital. Another important attribute is to go paperless. Organizing teaching resources and activities, know one's own website, and integrating technology can bring students' learning experience to a different level. Number 8, collaborate. Technology allows collaboration between teachers and students, creating digital resources, presentation, and projects together with other educators and students will make classroom activities resemble the real world. Collaboration should go beyond sharing documents via email or creating PowerPoint presentation. Many great ideas never go beyond a conversation or paper copy, which is a great loss. Collaboration globally can change our entire experience. Number 9. Use Twitter chats. Participating in Twitter chat is the cheapest and most efficient way to organize one's PD, share research and ideas, and stay current with issues and updates in the field. We can grow professionally and expand our knowledge as there are great conversations happening every day, and going to conference is no longer the only way to meet others and build professional learning networks. Number 10. Connect. Connect with the like-minded individuals. Again, today's tools allowed us to connect with anyone, anywhere, and anytime. Number 11. Project-based learning. As today's students have access to authentic resources on the web, experts anywhere in the world, and peers learning the same subject somewhere else. Teaching with textbook is very 20th century. Today's students should develop their own driving questions, conduct their research, contact experts, and create final projects to share, all using devices already in their hands. All they need from their teacher is guidance. Number 12. Build your positive digital footprints. It may sound obvious, but this is for today's teachers to model how to appropriately use social media, how to produce and publish valuable content, and how to create shareable resources. Even though it's true that teachers are people and they want to use social media and post their pictures and thoughts, we cannot ask our students not to do inappropriate things online if we ourselves do them. Maintaining professional behavior both in class and online will help build positive digital footprint and model appropriate actions for students. 13. Code. While this one might sound complicated, coding is nothing but today's literacy. As pencils and pens were the tools of the 20th century, today's teacher must be able to operate with today's pen and pencils. Coding is very interesting to learn. Number 14. Innovative. Innovative is such as teaching with social media or praising textbook with web resources. 15. Keep learning. As new tools and new technology keep emerging, learning and adapting is essential. The good news is it's fun, and even 20 minutes a day will take you a long way. 9 learning tools every 21st century teacher should be able to use. Number 1. RSS or social readers. While Google Reader is going the way of the dodo, social readers like Feedly and Flipboard continue to surge in popularity because they're attractive, accessible across devices, and make it easy to skim large amount of information at once. Extracting data from the internet is like trying to listen to the subtle melody of a corn song. Number 2. Google Plus communities. Google Plus is the awkward social media thing from the search engine giant that everybody's heard of, but few are unsure exactly what make of. It never took hold like Facebook. Number 3. YouTube channels. By far the most consistently underrated digital learning tool we see. The YouTube channels have evolved YouTube from a steaming cesspool of mixed garbage to a serious distribution tool for any kind of content, academic or not. So much so that important academic ideas such as the flipped classroom, blended learning, and the Khan Academy are literally based around its distribution model. So why every 21st century teacher should be able to use it? The formula is simple. People love videos, so YouTube allows people to consume billions and billions of videos every single day. While many of these are of cats trying to shake tape of their paws, many of them are not. Number 4. iTunes U. While haven't yet found significant transaction in K-12 public education, iTunes U have quietly operated under your nose for years now, offering quality course materials for every possible content area. And being that is part of the Apple and iTunes ecology, It gives you and students direct access to Sleeping Giant in an EdTech podcast. So, why every 21st century teacher should be able to use iTunes U? Whether you use it for a flipped classroom blended learning environment, for project-based learning, or to personalized learning for struggling or gifted learners, it is essentially an online course catalog of diverse academic content. While it may be more complex than turning a student loose on iTunes U, properly implemented, the education materials found here are simply simply too good to ignore. Number 5, cloud-based word processors. Cloud-based word processors were a boon to teachers frustrated by smallish floppy disks, lost flash drives, or school network-based storage drives. With cloud-based word processors, students can collaborate on writing pieces from everywhere, save comments, and create all steps of the writing process in digital portfolios. Number 6, Dropbox. Dropbox is one of hundreds of ways to back up, store, and share files on the internet. So, why should every 21st teacher should be able to use it? This one's simple. You need a way to back up files and share media. And whether you use Dropbox or the more direct approach of an app like Drop Canvas, this is the kind of function you'll undoubtedly need. And if you never do it, you have never needed to do it. Or never send or receive a large file ever. This is a surefire sign you may be underutilizing the internet's potential. Number 7, Evernote. At first blush, Evernote is a simple note saving tool with categories, tags, and an app everyone keeps talking about. But if you think of the possibilities, you'll quickly see why. So, why every 21st century teacher should be able to use it? To organize anything like literally anything, take pictures of papers or learning products, save web screenshots, take quick notes, use it as a word processor in a pinch, organize by notebook, literally genre, class, student, academic year. Some people use Evernote for a few days and are underwhelmed by its lack of flash by but Evernote is whatever you want it to be, and that kind of flexibility makes it the perfect tool for the 21st century teacher. Number 8, Pocket. Pocket is a natural response to the inundation of good stuff you find on daily basis across the interwebs. If you something and don't have time to read it, or you have the time and want to keep it, if you have the book marketlet on your toolbar bar, you simply click the button and it's available for later reference across any mobile or non-mobile device. Elegantly and functionally curating information is a digital literacy skill everyone can benefit from. Lastly, Zotero. Zotero is a tool that quite simply makes research more functional and organized. By allowing you to save academic research artifacts with a single click with access to a library of citation support materials, Zotero reminds us that citing resources is more complicated than a hot tip, and collecting those works site pages are an important part of the academic and social learning process. Anything that makes this formerly cumbersome process more streamlined deserves a spot in your browser. The first century skills are 12 abilities that today's students need to succeed in their careers during the information age. The 21st century skills are: first, critical thinking; number 2, creativity; 3, collaboration; 4, communication; 5, information literacy; 6, media literacy; 7, technology literacy; 8, Flexibility. 9. Leadership. 10. Initiative. 11. Productivity. And last, social skills.